After 6 years of war, an entire cities reduced to rubble, Europe finally went quiet. On May 7, 1945, Germany officially surrendered. Just 30 years earlier, the world had already gone through one global war. Millions dead, entire regions destroyed, economies collapsed. 2 world wars in 3 decades didn't just reshape borders. They reshaped how people understood reality itself. Families were separated across continents. An entire generation grew up knowing nothing but instability, rationing, and loss. So when Germany surrendered in 1945, it wasn't just relief, it was exhaustion. The kind of exhaustion that makes people feel like maybe humanity has actually hit its limit. That maybe it's possible that something like this will never happen again. Because after that level of destruction, the hope would have to be not just we survived it, but we learned from it. And after 1945, the world didn't just try to move on. It tried to build guardrails. New alliances, international agreements, diplomatic systems were created to make sure a conflict on that scale never happened again. And for a long time, that structure held. But the more that you study history, you begin to realize something uncomfortable. That structure doesn't eliminate the conditions that led to global conflict, it just manages them. Tensions between major powers still exist. Regional wars ripple outward. Economic pressure, political instability, and nationalism don't just disappear. They shift and resurface in new forms. That's what makes this period worth paying attention to. Not just because history is repeating itself, but because the same pressure that once escalated into global war still exists in the world, just in a different form. The legal and racial frameworks that emerged in the 20th century didn't develop in isolation. In the early 1900s, idea about race, segregation, and eugenics were already present in multiple countries, including the US, where Jim Crow laws had been enforcing. Racial separation and eugenics policies were openly discussed in academic and political circles. German legal scholars later studied laws from abroad as they built their own racial policies, looking at how other nations, including the US, defined citizenship, restricted rights, and categorized people by race. And that doesn't reduce responsibility for what happened in Germany, but it does complicate the story in a way that can be a little uncomfortable. The ideas that shaped one of history's darkest systems were not created in a vacuum, and they also didn't go away.